Welcome back. Now we'll talk politics and activism. As we all know, social media activism brings an increased awareness about societal issues. Is this awareness translated into real change? And are we really being proactive to these societal issues? You know, people hear about something going wrong on the internet. We're so quick to hop on a bandwagon, click the like button, or repost an issue. How are we actively trying to solve these issues?
It can help, and sometimes it can be dangerous. All right. When they say that a picture speaks 1,000 words or something like that, but when you are showing video is actually showing making people see the actual stuff going on. I'll give a couple of examples. One example was, I think in Nigeria, when they shut down the House of Assembly. Only God knows what the intention was, but when it started becoming viral, I think it's one of the things that made the securities not to do what they wanted to do. You know, like talking from what they have done previously. Now, something like that can be very positive. And there are some other times that something might happen, or for example, if you see like when a cop is abusing somebody, it has helped, you know, to crack the case effectively. Now, there are some other ones that are very, very negative. Like somebody can make up a story. We usually call it WhatsApp news. You know, some people, they believe this WhatsApp news more than the actual news. They can come out and say, don't ever use phone after 9 p.m. You can get electrocuted, or you know, they can just make up something. People, they won't even use their common sense. You know, once you send it, it will start passing along. Or these new ones that is happening, there is plastic everything. Plastic fish, plastic rice, plastic soda. I heard the plastic soda, I was amazed. I said plastic soda. And you see people posting this thing, sharing it. People that are educated, that are supposed to be educated with degrees, they are sending this, telling people to be careful. You know, so those ones can be very harmful, and it's just very irresponsible.
When we see these videos of like social injustice and other political issues that are currently going on, instead of liking these pictures and reposting, showing your support, how are we actually being proactive to really show our support?
So for one, I think that the awareness starts a conversation. Like things like Sandra Bland, like the junior, a lot of the things that had we not seen those videos, had we not seen those things, we wouldn't know what exactly was happening. So in one sense, I really do believe that it is making a difference on a few, because now, you know, you can get funding offline, you can get people to sign petitions to support your cause. So there's ways, but I understand the question about, are we really making a difference? Like, is that as far as we go? Like, you know, would these people actually march in something or fight for something? It's a good question.
First thing first, we can't take the law into our own hand. There are agencies that handle some of this stuff. So we as people, the number one thing that we can do when we see videos of such nature is to share. Because the more you share it, the more it gets traction and the more it gives attention. And this will move the authorities to act on it. So that is the first thing we do in terms of activism. That is why when people post some of these videos, like especially during the election period in the developing countries, it gets violent. So we share these things at the beginning, like, so nobody comes on TV and says everything worked well. We're like, no, we saw what really happened. A lot of videos and all that. So the first thing we do in terms of activism is share. Share real news, not fake news or WhatsApp. And the second thing we do is once you share, and there are people, inside maybe like protests, like peaceful protests, that you participate. So when you participate, you're also building on what you have done. So that is also a way that you can build your activism through social media. It is a way of galvanizing people in quantum to participate in vital social issues. And whichever issue you identify with, don't just promote it, but also participate actively. And a good combination of that shows the good use of your social media.
One thing I'm passionate about, the movement that happened on social media that I am passionate about, is the Me Too movement. It has happened to me, which in what case I didn't know what to do, what to say, who to go to, and how to address it. But with the Me Too movement, there's this awareness that if anything does happen to you at work, there are steps, procedures, people that you have to talk to, policies that you have to follow. And companies are actually talking to their people about it. Companies are investing millions of dollars just to talk to their people on how to treat their coworkers. I've seen that, I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that with 2 companies, and I think whatever happens or whatever movement, not every, but the one that I know, which is the Me Too movement, did make an impact.
You were talking about backward. Some news will come on social media or some information, even videos. I think sometimes we need to really settle down and research what happened or try to figure out what happened. Because some people, they are not patient enough to actually know what went on. And they'll start, pushing the news. I mean, it can go really bad. I don't have an example to give, based on that, but because the way I see it, for instance, let's say you're accusing somebody there was an accusation. You don't even know whether the accusation was right or wrong. And if you're the more you're passing or sharing that information, the more you're hurting the person if the person is innocent. So it's always good to settle down to know how authentic is this news. Is this person trying to make this thing up? Then, like the Me Too movement, these are a group of people that sat down and organized, organize their voice or organize a social media protest or something like that. Other people can do that. If we see something going on, group of people can sit down, organize, have a name, and just go together, to protest about it. Because, maybe people that might agree or might have the same goal about the protest might be at different locations of the world. They might not come together to march. So they can make it big, by coming together on social media, and people will help them. Like what Emmanuel said, even if you want to share good news, don't share fake news.
Thank you. How can social media help in restructuring the political system?
Politics is something that affects us all. Sometimes I see people and I ask them, what are your political views? And they're like, oh, I don't like politics. I just laugh because there's no way you can like politics. It affects you.
Yeah.
Because most of the politics that happen in your country, your community, policies that happen in your country or community is as a result of politics. So in terms of how social media affects political system, once again, politics is a game of number. Majority wins. So it's critical that like Trump President Trump, of course, everybody knows he's a Twitter kid. He was, like, the Democrat underestimated him, and he won by virtue of social media. You know, he had a lot of followers on Twitter, and he's a businessman. So you can't take away from him. He's a very, I mean, I don't care what anybody says, but that guy has a lot of strategy. Like, you think, like, certain things they say, I agree with it. Like, especially with the whole immigration thing or whatever. In Nigeria, we kick Ghana people out. You know, so certain things that people say, and I'm like, yeah, I think Ghana must go. You know, when it was, I mean, I don't know if it is good or something, you can edit that, but I'm just keeping it real. So it is good, you know? And okay, imagine when people talk and I be like, I don't look at a Mexican guy, I'm like, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you see like 50 million people immigrate, no, like coming into your country, they're gonna change your, of course you're gonna say something. Ordinary DR and Haiti, you know what, so it's everywhere. So we have to get involved in politics, and one good way of sharing your views, like, okay, my friend here, Obigo, does videos about relationship, marriage, and everything, counseling. In the same token, we can use the tool, social media, to have a broad outreach, to share your political views, opinions, and everything. And you don't know, you never can tell who is going to help or what.
With what happened in Egypt, the only way they could overthrow the president was through social media. They were actually blocking people from getting on their Facebook, like they were closing accounts of that. So with social media, it gives us the platform for us to say something. It gives people the platform to see what is actually happening around them. Because it's not everybody that reads the newspaper, even when it was just newspaper. You only see your granddad or your dad reading the newspaper, and after he's done, you take it and put it in the trash. So with social media, people are able to refine information, I would say, make it easy for people to understand what's going on. So you read and you understand. The only aspect that I would say is once you read this, you just have to analyze. Don't just jump on it and think it's the right thing or it's, oh, this is it. Oh, we're gonna go kill this person. No. You have to analyze, see what it is. Is it beneficial to the country? Is this something that we have to do? Voice your opinion. Type in something that you think is a positive thing and watch people follow you. If it's negative, I'm pretty sure this negative stuff is actually gonna thumbs down it and it's not gonna go to that far. Somebody's actually gonna step in. But it's a platform for all of us. All of us are individuals to get involved and just do the best that we can.
As social media have been, restructuring a lot of stuff, as we can see. And it has made so many people, even politicians, before they do stuff, they kind of think, because they don't know who is videotaping them, who is, okay, like look at what Trump is going through right now, right? Everybody's going about, oh, is there any video? Is there any tape? That's what everybody's looking at, So the social media is very, very, very powerful, it's and it also helps politicians too. Like we were talking about Donald Trump. He used the Twitter to beat the media in their own games, because sometimes the media might not deliver or say it the way you said it. So he used that to, clarify himself. Even when he's lying, he'll use the Twitter to say that, oh no, this is what I wanted to say, but they try to, and it's like they're trying to beat him in his own court, and he's using social media to do that.
That reminds me of what my mom used to tell me, like, don't say or do anything that you don't want to get out, like, because inevitably it will. And now more than ever, that is true. Like, you never know who's recording. Even if you're not recording, like, everything else is recording. People have cameras on their phones in their houses. So you do have to be careful about what you put on the internet. And, like you said earlier, like location. I know that, privacy issues. Basically, like, if I post that I'm at the mall, there could be a girl that hates me. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the mall too, and I'm going to key her car or whatever, thing she wants to do. So privacy is something that you definitely have to be wary of when posting.
Privacy, of course, just like everything, is very important. You are at home, there are certain things you want to do at home, you don't want your neighbors to do. No. you are fighting with your wife wants to raise her button. So it is very paramount in our day-to-day life. I saw a video from somebody on Facebook, of course. She was cleaning at home. It's not like in the beach or anything. Making a video, dancing, showing booty, oh, I like being naked. And I'm like, okay. Very soon we're going to see that video someplace else. And at that point, you'll be like, oh my God, who did this? And you're not looking for somebody to sue. Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? No, why did you do it? So you have to have self-respect. Even if you're going to post something that even if you see it in different channels, it's not going to bother you.
Yeah.
So we should take our privacy very, very important. Because now, these days, anybody can hack your phone. You don't know. So you have to be very, very careful on things you post. We don't want anybody to breach our privacy. I mean, literally, we just caution. Your life should be lived and equilibrium. Even if you want to share something intimate pictures, and all that, come and see with your own eyes. Please make use of their privacy. They have a privacy setting. It is there to protect you. There are certain things you want just your friends to see. You put it in your settings. There are certain things you want to be made public. You put it, it's there in the settings. And there are certain people you want to block. Use the block button. So we should try as much as possible to protect ourselves with the tools that have been given to us by these social media companies. And that's just it.
Sometimes when we use our phones or our computers, always form the habit of logging off. There are some things that will happen. For you to explain or to clarify it, people will be looking at you like, so it's better it doesn't happen. So find the habit of logging off. Because sometimes you might think you have logged off, and you know how our phone is. You turn it on, everything just logs in, just like that. You turn your computer off, everything just logged on. So let us find that habit of logging our social media off.
One more thing, you log off and you get a password to your devices. Because for somebody like me, or some people, everything is remember me, remember password, remember this. And if you have a second person in your house, just protect what you have. Put your password, use your fingerprint, and the person come and get it. So use the tools that you have, to protect yourself.
So just to talk about privacy on social media, always update every software that you have, because all these people that try to break into your software, they've already broken into the old one. So the people that are making it right are trying to update it or upgrade it. So whoever broke into the last one can't break into the second one. So just make sure you update it. If you're in doubt, don't click on it. Don't even click on it. If it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Don't even follow it. Don't even go like, oh, you want something. Okay, fine, thank you, delete, because you didn't apply for anything. And then the reminders, just as you say, the password and stuff like that, if it's possible to just erase those from your phone, your computers and all of that all the time, that would be good. Find the best way to find a password that you can remember. Use passwords that people don't know. Like if you use the name of your kid, of course, if I go on your computer and I want to log in, I'm going to type all your kids' names. I'm going to type all your birthdays. I'm going to type all your pet's name. I'm going to type your wife's password. So use what passwords that are unique to you. Not the obvious, because that. And so it doesn't matter. It could be your ATM. Whatever it is you're doing, just try to find something unique for you. And emails especially. If you don't know what it is, please don't click on it, because it's easy for them to get your information. Always clean your browser. Just go into the internet search set. Clean everything that you have. If you could do that just like once a month, it helps. It goes a long way to help with spyware and all of that. So that's just my 2 cents.
So, information about someone that exists on the internet due to their social activities online. So knowing this, how might it impact users today and in the future?
It can be very dangerous. And that's why it's always good to start from a younger age to live right. All right. For instance, let me just explain what it is. For instance, let's say when I was young, I always get drunk, and people take pictures of me and post it. And I have that lifestyle for a long time. Then maybe 10 years later, I decided to change. You are not seeing it anywhere. Then you decided to run for president one day. Somebody will just type your name, Google your name, all those things. Actually happened to George Bush. He got pulled over while he was drunk. He had a DUI, so these are digital footprints. So I think there's a way you can get rid of it. I haven't researched on that. So, but that's why it's always good, like character-wise, you just have to make sure that you are doing things correctly, doing things right, and also another way to get rid of that, like let's say that you used to live a certain kind of life, be open about it. Hey, I used to do this, I used to do this, I used to do it, but I'm no more. So when somebody wants to attack you with that, everybody will be like, well, we know that already. I mean, you used to, but not no more.
I would look at it in the point of when you're recruiting somebody for a job. There are companies, somebody like you, there are companies that will actually love a fun person, somebody that people could relate to. So let's say you're in the bar, hey, having fun. Let's say you're hanging out with friends. Oh, you're out there. A company will actually, because they want somebody that would just relate to people, somebody that's a people's person, and that's what they believe it is. And then there are certain companies that are very serious companies that when you apply for, or certain positions, it's not companies, let's say certain positions that is very serious. If you apply for that and you're somebody that is always drunk on the weekend, okay, how are you gonna come to work on Monday? But if I hire this person, I'm gonna get a call out on Monday, and Mondays is meetings every day, so I'm not gonna do that. So whatever you leave behind, and it's like they say your behavior follows you, or a cheater never sheds his spots, or something like that.
Personal resume.
Yeah, exactly. So just be careful what you put out there and things like that. It worked for me because I didn't put anything. All they saw that was, oh, she graduated, yay! But it's all that, so just be careful.
And also 60% of employers use social networking sites to research their candidates before they make their final decisions as to who to interview. Yeah. So keeping that in mind, are you strategically posting these days? And are you thinking before you do?
Around like 2009, I got really popular on the internet for dancing online, right? So this was around the time where I was getting ready to go to college and everything too, so I had to decide, so I delete these videos or do I go ahead? So I decided to delete them. Fast forward 10 years later, opposite of what I would have thought, those dances that I were doing before are popular now. It's fine, it's okay, because time has changed. So I agree with you say, but it's tricky. So you gotta, I do post tactically, but it depends on what you're trying to do. If you know that when you're 50, you're probably gonna want to run for president, maybe you shouldn't do those kind of things. But if you know that you want to be a rapper, you want to do whatever, or whatever you're gonna do is gonna allow for those things, then don't be afraid to post. But it does depend on where you're coming from.
Yeah, for some of your digital footprint, it is when you want to lie about it that it becomes a problem. But when you come out real and say, oh yes, I used to do this, I mean, people can relate to it. Like sometimes when I see people how they want to raise up their kids, I be like, listen, you're pushing it. Because some of the things your kids are doing, you probably did worse. Like I knew how we used to fly somebody's fence to go block bank. Like today, if my kids decide to fly somebody's fence, I'm going to be like, who did it? Like Nigerian families, like Nigerian parents, everybody is first position. Talk to your dad will be like, oh, while I'm in school, it's always first. Maybe one day your child stumbles to your report card and say you are last. So there are certain things that we have done, which is, of course, our history, which is pretty much what digital that we're not proud of, but it's part of youthful exuberance. But when you come to full maturity, when you know that there are certain, there comes to a time in your life where people judge you. Just like they say, a fool has 40 is a fool forever. There comes a certain time in your life where you begin to streamline, when you begin to understand where you want to be X amount of times in life, and you begin to live according to that. Like if you're gonna be if you want to find yourself in an industry that is gonna be really, really all professional, post strategically and be professional. But of course, if you're in the entertainment industry, then hey, go wild and out. But that is what it calls for. So it all depends on where you want to be in life, and you just live like that. But once again, don't do anything excessive. Don't do what you know you're more.
You know where you want to be in life. You know what you want to accomplish in life, and you know what goals you have. I know what goals I have, so I know what I would post, and I know who I would choose as a friend. All my friends on Facebook are people that I actually associate, people that I know. So it's all up to the individual what you want to do and what you're trying to build up. You will not put on your resume that, oh, I got an F in my math class. No, you would put the ones that you passed on. You would emphasize on the skills that you're good at. That's what you're going to emphasize on. So if on social media, you have to have an objective of what you want on your social media. You have to know what you want to put out there. If you want to put everything out there, that's fine. I'm not against that. But I have an objective of what I'm trying to achieve. I opened an Instagram page. I said like 6 days ago, I said, I have an objective of what I want to put on there. So it's like, I'm looking at it and everybody's like, you haven't posted anything yet. And I'm like, yeah, I'm working on it because I know what I want. It's not like I don't have materials to post. I do, but you just don't post anything.
Us that are here, we've had experiences that led us to know this information. But there are some youths out there that they don't know what they want to be in the future. And like today, youths nowadays, they don't want anybody to tell them what to do. Because if you're telling them what they're supposed to do, it's like to them, like they're gonna miss out. They have this fear of missing out. So because of that, they do so many things that will affect them in the future. I think this is something that we have to talk about, how to educate these young ones, and I believe this is the reason why, we have Civic TV that talks about the issues that matter, so that when people watch this kind of discussions, now they will start thinking, that I don't just post anything, I don't just dress anyhow, because believe it or not, they will come and the liberal media will tell you be who you are, act the way you want to act. But if you go to look for jobs, they are looking at your dreads, they are looking at your earrings, they are looking at your tattoos, but they're not telling you these things. So we need an avenue to educate these younger ones. And I always tell younger people there are two kinds of people in this world. People that learns from other people's mistakes and the people that will learn from their own mistakes. And it sucks when you learn from your own mistakes.
Thank you.
Us that are here, we've had experiences that led us to know this information. But there are some youths out there that they don't know what they want to be in the future. And like today, youths nowadays, they don't want anybody to tell them what to do. Because if you're telling them what they're supposed to do, it's like to them, like they're gonna miss out. They have this fear of missing out. So because of that, they do so many things that will affect them in the future. I think this is something that we have to talk about, how to educate these younger ones. And I believe this is the reason why, we have Civic TV that talks about the issues that matter, so that when people watch this kind of discussions, now they will start thinking, that I don't just post anything, I don't just dress anyhow, because believe it or not, they will come and the liberal media will tell you be who you are, act the way you want to act. But if you go to look for jobs, they are looking at your dreads, they are looking at your earrings, they are looking at your tattoos, but they're not telling you these things. So we need an avenue to educate these younger ones. And I always tell younger people there are two kinds of people in this world. People that learns from other people's mistakes and the people that will learn from their own mistakes. And it sucks when you learn from your own mistakes.
Thank you. The challenges of social media. You've already addressed lack of privacy for those who don't know how to properly use social media. Now we are going to talk about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can be from spreading rumors, uploading videos aimed at destroying someone's reputation, and even blackmailing. So have we done it to someone, or do we know people who are currently doing it to other people?
So, in terms of cyberbullying, I attempt to, not that I blame them, but I think it has to do with the person that is feeling like they are being bullied. Like for instance, I know people try to bully me on a regular basis on social media, because of my beliefs or the kind of stuff I talk about. But I really know how to take care of myself very, very well, because I believe it's all about what you know, because what you know can boost your esteem. For instance, if I know that this is red and everybody's saying that it's black, I won't feel bad. I'll just say, well, we are done. I'm not, you can say whatever you want to say, but being that I know that is bugging me, and you guys are calling me black, then I know something is wrong with you guys, not me. So that's how I view cyberbullying. For instance, my son came back one day from school. He doesn't want to wear his shoe to school. I said, why? He didn't want to tell me. He just doesn't like it. And I was looking at that shoe. I know that shoe is good. It's nice, because I don't believe in buying kids expensive shoes, because they will, once they overgrow it, it's useless. So, but the younger one said that, oh, somebody said, what are those to him? So now I have to work on him. So first of all, I started talking to him, started telling him how great he is. I said, it started from when I gave you your name. His name is Moses. I said, Moses in the Bible is a great leader. I started telling him, just to bring him to that mentality that he's fine. And basically, anybody is making fun of you is jealous of you. So I got them to the point that if you say that to them, what are those? They'll be like, well, they are sure. What are you going to do about it? And they took you to throw the other kids off that. And I tell them, the kid that is making fun of you, he didn't purchase their own shoes with their own money. They happen to be privileged that their parents have money, more money. But that does not mean that they'll be richer than you when you guys grow. So, constant talking to them, making them believe that they are great. For instance, my daughter, I work more on her. Like I tell her how beautiful she is on a regular basis. I tell her how important she is on a regular basis. A friend of mine was telling me, hey, listen, I told your daughter she's very beautiful. She said, oh yeah, my daddy tells me that all the time. So now she's not going to follow a man just because the man is telling her, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Because that's the trap. If you're not feeding them what they need to hear, now they'll be looking for that accolade somewhere else. Now when a useless guy come and tell them, hey, you're so beautiful, oh, they want to be around that person. Right? So the cyberbullying has to do with the person receiving the good. You have to bring yourself to the point that those things that they are saying about you is not you. But when that thing is you, then you'll be affected.
As an adult that I am now, if you try to bully me, you're wasting your time. Because I always tell myself, if it doesn't remove my hair from my body, I'm not bothered at all. And even when I relate with my friends, I'm open, jovial, I always laugh and everything. So when you, of course I can stink, but there are certain things you tell my friend, I'll be like, we know Yahoo, it's not like that, So when you come and you want to just wasting your time. Now, in terms of social media, people can bully you by creating fake accounts. In your name, they post bad things about you, negative things and all whatnot. So, once again, when you see something like that, you address it. There are measures that you can call Facebook or something, you can measure to tackle something like that. Now, in terms of adolescents who are still, their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, you, like you said, this is where you as an adult come into play. And you try to, educate them and tell them how important they are, and these things shouldn't be affecting them. that you take that negative energy and flip it. And make them understand that anybody who's trying to bully you is afraid of you. That person has low self-esteem, and that person is trying to, use you to validate themselves. So what you can do is to be a bigger person and tell them ways to address such things. And for kids, of course, he said it all. Same thing. It's just and then when you don't know how to address this thing, don't be shy or afraid to ask those that know, therapists, counselors, and everything, because it's really a very big issue. People die for this stuff, for commit suicide for this thing. So, yeah. Bullying is real, like I said, it's not going to end. For adults, you can control it more. For kids, you have to have direct intervention when things like that happen. That's just what I would say.
I think there's empowerment in the veil. The fact that nobody is right there to challenge you. So you can say exactly what you want, especially with like fake pages and stuff. You could create a facade. You can deflect, make people think this person is that kind of person. So you knowing that someone targeted you should empower you. Like, oh dang, maybe I am doing something right because somebody's upset. They really trying to make it hard for me. So yeah.
Thank you. Social media is not all that bad, okay? So it's brought out some new artists, new comedians. It's given a lot of people new opportunities. So my question to you is, what has social media opened up for you? Has it sparked any new interests or hobbies? If so, what are they?
Social media is a gift from God to man. It makes things move quicker. But just like every other gift, Satan manipulates them. You know what I mean? I use that term because, everything good can be bad. For instance, fire is good, but if you abuse it, it messes you up. Electricity is good, you abuse it, and so on and so forth. Even human beings are good, but when they go crazy, they become bad. So how has social media helped me? First, it has united me with so many old friends, right? As I tend to know what's going on. Like, I just spoke to my mother in Nigeria. She's doing a project for me in Nigeria. And I was like, how is it going? She just took a picture, pam, 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 pam. Oh, I don't like that. Let them change this. That's the power of social media, right? Somebody I haven't seen for a very long time, I can just video chat the person. Now, in terms of my business goes further than I would expect because of social media. Somebody will just give me a call. Hey, so person called me. And, I was looking for somebody, and somebody said that, oh, I saw this person on social media, call him. It has helped in a lot of ways.
Social media, of course, is important. It's just like everything in life. I know a friend of mine who met his wife on Facebook, and when you have a link, LinkedIn, of course, recruiters, use that to scope you out, see you, send you messages, and your app is doing a whole bunch of messages. And of course, you promote your business, connect with friends, and all that. It helps you to put your ideas out there, politics, fashion. Some people don't have fashion sense, so they go on Facebook, Instagram, mostly pictures, and they try to help themselves. So those are the kind of good things you get from social media. For me, well, I can't say it enough. Free calls.
Facebook, there are people that I grew up with that I never thought I would ever see. I missed so much. But just to hear them go like, hey, I'm okay, it's just an exciting feeling for me. So for me to it's done that. It's made the world a small place for me. When I needed my logo made, all I had to do is one click. And she was from where? It was in Singapore somewhere in Asia. She just designed it. We spoke all the time, and she just designed it and sent it to me. She's like, do you like this? I'm like, no, I don't. We're talking like we know each other for a long time. And she did like 6 logos for me, and I chose one out of it. And it was that easy. So it's great. It's a great place for business. It's a great place to grow your career. It's a great place to connect with people that you haven't seen in a long time, and it's a great place to be trending.
I know somebody who started this stuff called Discover Africa on Facebook. Just from that post, and she travels a lot. She posts, oh, make sure you go to this place, make sure you go to that place. Like hotels, we call her. Hey, listen, come and stay in our facility for a couple of days for free, and just put in your Facebook group, or whatever trend or whatever it is you're doing. So it's also it sort of gives you money, because when you have things like this going for you and people are calling you to come and expose their brand, you make good money out of it. So for those of us that spend 5 hours on Facebook, make sure you're getting paid for it. I mean, I always tell people, if you're going to be on there for as long as you can, make sure you get something out of it. Information or some kind of empowerment, or of course. Exactly. Use it to your advantage. Thanks.
You see people, they're on YouTube just talking what you might call nonsense, and they are getting views, getting paid, making partners with YouTube. You see these kids playing games and just be elaborating on the games. They are 15-year-old making money, So, and know that anytime you go on YouTube and you are looking at somebody's you're adding value to, you're adding money to their account, And she talked about, learning stuff from YouTube. I don't take my car to the mechanic. I work on my own cars, right? The only time I take it to mechanic was if I have to lift it up, and it's all because of YouTube. So I mean, you do so many stuff on YouTube. You learn so many arts or crafts from what YouTube.
I would love for each of you to leave our viewers with a final remark on social media. Just your take on it, good and bad.
The only thing I would have to say, this goes out to parents that have kids. I would tell you that your kid can find every information on social media. Every. That is something that I think as a parent you cannot give your child. But what you could give your child is the value, the moral, the importance of how to use this information they get. So as a parent, just be the supporter of your kids when it comes to social media. Lead them through it, show them how to go through it. They could learn a lot from it. Do not keep them away from it, but show them the value, the moral, and how to utilize information.
When using social media, we do not know you don't know who is looking up to. So as much as you use it, live a balanced life with it. Don't let it take over you, or rather you control it. And when you put things on Facebook, don't put fake things, because you don't know who you're deceiving. So be as real as you can, so that people will just see you for who you are. And then use it to enhance yourself, use it to learn, it's a good learning tool, use it to connect with old friends, businesses, use it to make money, use it in every positive way that you can. And let us, right now, start our own movement and just be a good user of social media for ourselves and for generations to come. Thank you.
Social media is a tool. It's a very, very strong tool to use it to make sure you portray the image that you want. Personally, I use it, like I said, as a personal website. But beyond all that, I think it's really important that you remember that just like you take 10 pictures and you post the best one out of that 10, that's what everyone else is doing. So when you're gauging how you're using it, also remember that this is not really real life. It's the best version of what you want everyone to see.
I'm just gonna summarize everything that I've been pointing out here earlier. Those 3 factors that I mentioned. If you wanna use social media, you have to master it. You have to be knowledgeable about it, so that you don't make some innocent mistakes that can bring back name to you. Secondly, you have to have a good character, because you cannot give what you don't have. Facebook is just there to enhance the kind of person you are. If you don't know how to talk, you won't know how to talk on Facebook or on social media. If you don't know how to act, you won't know how to act on social media. So try to work on your character. And lastly, you need to have a good self-esteem. All right? Because low self-esteem will cause you to do some crazy stuff. It will cause you to be jealous of people. It will cause you to be making some crazy argument. You see some people on field, they are arguing and you know that they don't know what they're talking about. Even they know that they don't know what they're talking about, but they are too ashamed to own up. All right? So you need a very seasoned esteem. All right? Thank you.
And thank you for watching Civic Entertainment Gossip Television.
I see you.